Hello, wonderful human beings, and welcome back to another video. It's been a while since I've been in my apartment and I honestly kind of missed it. There are a lot of things that I'll be working on in the apartment that I didn't get to finish before leaving. Of course, I went through my little 2-day slump after leaving Mo. It's always hard, it never gets easier. But I do have a lot of really exciting things going on this month, so I thought I would just kind of vlog throughout the month and turn it into a longer vlog. You guys seem to really like the last one I did in Amsterdam. So this will be the December vlog, lots of winter vibes. It's my birthday month this month and I have a really exciting trip planned right before that. So I think my life will be interesting enough to vlog a little bit. Can we just talk about this mug though, first of all? I just got this in the mail from one of my favorite artists in Mexico and it just made me really happy. I opened this package within a couple of hours of being back at home. And I know it sounds really weird, but this mug brought me so much joy in a moment where I was just feeling not the best. So for that, I am really grateful. And also it's just the most beautiful little thing. I'm gonna go to the library today and I haven't been in a long time. One of the things I realized when I was in Amsterdam is that I really wanted to get back into reading. I haven't honestly picked up a book in an embarrassing amount of time. And I have a lot of things on my list to read. So I reactivated my New York Public Library card and we're gonna go to the library. And hot tip, if you live in New York City, take advantage of the public library. It is incredible. And it's a great way to save money on books. I'm the type of person that has a really hard time investing in books because I'm not usually one to read it more than once. So this is a great way to read the books you love and borrow them and then give them back when you're done. Take advantage of it. It's free, it's incredible. Love that about the city. I don't know about other states, but I assume there's probably something similar in other parts of the country. So let me know, but let's head to the library. Here are the books I picked up. I have 2 about the NXIVM cult, which I've been kind of looking into ever since watching the series with Mo, and then Supper Club, which I think will be the book that I start first. I'm so excited to dig into these. Picked up some more mail from downstairs. I got something really exciting that I actually wanted to talk to you guys about. So let me wash my hands, take off the mask, and open this baby up. So this is what I got. Kind of hurts my bank account and my pockets, but this was something that I felt like was worth investing in for me because I don't know if you guys know this about me, but if you've been following me for a while, you may know that I've had sleep issues for basically my whole life. And it was never really an issue because I've just naturally been an early waker. But when I say early, I mean my body would wake me up at 3 or 4 in the morning, no matter where I was, no matter how late I went to sleep the night before. And I don't really know what the issue is, but one thing I do know is that it's really having an impact on me, and it will in the long term, even though I'm able to function and work out and feel perfectly fine running on 2 to 3 hours of sleep. I know that it's not good for my hormones, and recently I've been having some really bad hormone issues. I am experiencing new symptoms that I've never had before related to my cycle, and that's another thing that I've been working on for years and years after having lost my period and having had amenorrhea for quite some time. So essentially what I'm working on is my sleep and my hormone health, and the two are really so tied together. And so I picked up a device that would hopefully help me with this. This is what it is. It is the Oura Ring, and it's a wearable device that tracks the number of hours that you sleep, the quality of your sleep. I'm a little scared for what it's going to tell me and reveal about the number of hours that I sleep, but the thing is, and the reason why I decided to jump on this, and it's a huge price tag. Like I'm telling you guys, this was a huge investment and it really hurt, but I was like, I know that I need this. So when I was in Amsterdam, I was sleeping more than I ever have, which I was really excited about. And I checked my health app and I was like, I wonder on average how I'm doing sleep-wise. And it told me that before that month, I had been sleeping on average 2 to 3 hours a night. Some nights it was showing that I had almost no hours of sleep, which is insane. And I don't know how accurate the health app is on the phone anyways, but I think what it tells you is that I was using my phone at some point too, which isn't great. So screen time, I also would love to get down a couple hours on average. And so I was doing all these things. I was sleeping more, using my screen less, and kind of expected that it would have a good impact on my body. And then when my cycle arrived, my symptoms were outrageous and I really was just out for an entire day because I experienced things that were so painful and I've never had that before. So long story short, we've got it now. And this is actually just the sizing ring to help you understand what size you should get, because it is such an expensive ring. I thought it would be worth it to actually get the right size. But yeah, when it comes, I'll explain more about it. What I can say though is that I'm investing time, energy, and money into hopefully working on my sleep and my hormone health. And you know, the funny thing about the whole like new year, new me thing, and you know, because we're kind of approaching that time of year now, is that I find that people tend to focus a lot on like, the visual appearance of their body, whether that's like weight, I want to tone more, I want to work out more, I want to build muscle. But for me, it boils down to something so simple and basic. But sleep is so essential. Sleep is just one of the foundational building blocks that you need to even be healthy and start thinking about anything from that point up. Health is wealth, right? So now I want to find the right size, and I usually wear this ring on this hand like this. These are the rings that I wear basically every single day. So I think I'm gonna have it on this finger or maybe my middle finger and then move. The problem is like this ring is a little bit big for me, so it only really fits on my middle finger. Or maybe I can move this one around. I'm gonna do a little shuffling and I'll get back to you when I figure it out. Today is a big content day, so I'm basically creating a bunch of content at once, and then I usually split up my shoot days and my edit days. I have to take a picture of my fridge, which I've been organizing for today, and then I have a bunch of recipes to knock out. So I'm gonna organize the fridge and then I'm gonna get to veggie prep. I'm organizing my fridge today because I have to shoot it for something that I'm doing. So it doesn't always look this neat. And I'm also freshly stocked up since I got back from Amsterdam fairly recently. So this is like my favorite time to shoot the fridge, when you get back from a trip and you just need a full restock. I'm gonna organize just a few more things and then we're gonna take some photos. What I do when I take photos of my fridge is I actually tape the sensor here that tells the fridge when it's open and closed to get rid of some of that harsh light, and then you get just the natural sunlight, and it looks darker on this camera, but once I shoot it on my DSLR camera, it's gonna look a lot more natural and bright. So yeah, this is the fridge. Here's the setup. We've got the blender, camera on the tripod, something boiling back there, and some of the prep. It honestly usually looks like a mess in here in the middle of the day when I'm shooting. Okay, here are the nails. I really like them. They're very different for me, very colorful, but I really like them. And I did like a matte coat this time, and it just feels really cool. Like I can't stop touching them. So yeah, I'm really excited. I kind of want to get back into like nail art and support my favorite nail artist. She's like the best at nail art. But yeah, it's different for me. Good morning, guys. I'm so out of breath. I just did a spin class on my mixed fitness bike. This is new and I'm so excited about it. If you guys have been following me for a while, you may remember I used to go to SoulCycle like multiple times a week, and I stopped working with them for various reasons, but one of them being that I couldn't, oh, I'm sorry, I'm so out of breath right now. One of the reasons being that I got injured in Bali, as you guys may know, and I just couldn't use like my ankle or foot for a really long time. And by the time I recovered, I kind of just decided to step away from working with them, which is really sad because I loved their classes. There was no better feeling than like the pure, drenched, sweaty, like post-ride high feeling that you would get. The music was always so good. Like there were instructors specifically that I loved to go to, and that made it so much fun. But I finally got my own at-home bike, and I have to tell you guys, like I've been really good with home workouts, but the one thing that's really difficult for me is like the cardio. I posted about it on Instagram also, and I did do a partnership with them, so fortunate. This has to be one of the best perks of my job, like being real with you guys. This might sound kind of weird, but I kind of feel like I manifested this partnership because I was actually looking into getting like a Peloton bike or the SoulCycle bike, honestly. I was like, maybe I should like work with them again. But this one I found was like the most affordable, even without like any discount code, just like the baseline price was way more affordable, and
I also think it looks really good in the house. And I know that's like a minor detail.
Oh, but I just feel like the white color looks much better in the home and it fits my personal aesthetic and decor.
I'm taking a moment to recover here because I just did so much cooking today. My kitchen is an absolute mess. I kind of want to show you guys because I really haven't seen my kitchen in this bad of a condition in a long time. And it's kind of crazy, but it is just like the reality behind recipe developing and cooking multiple dishes in a day. So I kind of want to show you guys. I'm kind of embarrassed, but it's also like kind of funny and maybe just will give you a glimpse of like what it really is sometimes, you know, the not so glamorous side of food blogging. Let me show you.
All right, guys, this is what we're working with. We've got a half full sink here. Stuff that I'm using, I guess. Soup pot on top of the Vitamix makes total sense. I really need to clean the range today. I've got this dish that I shot. This I shot some steamed broccoli that I didn't do anything with. It's gonna be a hot night of dishes tonight and editing.
Like, how do you generally explain to someone who's like never done cupping or acupuncture?
Well, cupping, especially if you look about it, is actually pulling up your muscles, right? So I always tell people, cupping is the lazy way of the cups stretching the muscles for you. You just lie there, right? And then when you're stretching too, don't you feel that borderline between pain and a release and relief? So that's that sensation that you get, and that's what cups do, because they're pulling up your skin and then just holding the muscles, right? And they're stretching out the muscles for you, which is why you get that sensation of being sucked up by an octopus. And that's the idea of cupping. So like a PT, a chiropractor, or just even regular massage, they can't penetrate underneath the skin. Go beneath it and it's release the muscle. That's what acupuncture can do. So as you know, it's great for muscle tension release. Okay. And along the way here too, where your stomach areas would be, it releases because it goes in there. It releases the neurochemicals, for instance, like endorphins, for instance, which is like harbored around the stomach area. It's great for people with GI issues, stress, tension, you name it. Because once your muscles are relaxed, your stress automatically goes down. Okay, nice and tight right here, right? Okay, cough on me. Go ahead. Something nice in here. Did it pop? You got more needles coming.
So yesterday I went to get cupping done and I asked you guys if you had any questions about it because I feel like every time I share about cupping or acupuncture, I get a ton of questions and a few of you have asked me to share more about the experience and I'll just answer a few. I can't answer any questions about like personal health. I can't answer those, so I'm just gonna answer I think the most overarching ones. So the number one question is whether it's painful. And what I would say is that cupping is a little bit more uncomfortable versus painful. I think it's painless, but it's definitely like a tight pressure. So if you can imagine someone like squeezing, that's kind of the feeling that you get. And once it's removed, it's like the most relaxing, like exhale, and it just feels like the best release. But personally, I feel like acupuncture, which is like the needling, that can be definitely a little bit more uncomfortable. But again, I wouldn't really call it a pain because you feel it for maybe 1 second and it's less painful than a shot, for example. So I don't really know what to compare it to. It's almost like a funny bone feeling because when Susie finds your points, your tension points, you feel this like pop and you kind of jolt. And you might have seen that in the clip that you feel this like jolt because she's really found the spot. And then after that, like you feel this energy flow downwards or through your body, and it's blood flow, it's chi, it's movement. It's weird. It's like a funny bone feeling. I think that's the best way to describe it. A lot of people were wondering how you feel after, and I feel kind of like I had a massage, even though there's no massaging involved. It's just this like feeling of release and being relaxed and loose. And yesterday I went in with a knot for one of my shoulders, and what I told her was that it felt like I was wearing a backpack, and after the session I'd like taken it off, and it was like that feeling of relief. So hopefully that answers the question. I would say the most common question after that was just about how often I go, and I like to go once a week. The main reason is because I'm working on some issues that I've had for quite a while, and when I still lived in China I would go regularly. The thing is, in China it's way more accessible because it is a form of traditional Chinese medicine, and so even though it's widely accepted here and really popular, I don't think it's as sort of normal or mainstream as it is in China. And insurance is a big thing here as well. So I go on ClassPass. I believe that some people's insurance will include acupuncture. I'm not really sure how that works. I think the topic of insurance is just a confusing topic in itself, so it's hard for me to say, but definitely call up your insurance provider and I'm sure they would know the answer. I feel like a lot of the questions were focused on like, when can I see results? I went once and I didn't feel anything right away. Two things. I think first is go to a good practitioner. Like I said, SUSY really targets your points and you feel something. Go to someone who knows what they're doing. And then number two, it's one of those things that you may not feel right away. I wouldn't say it's something that you look for to feel this like instant gratification. It's more of like long-term health benefits and balance and flow. I don't know if I'm describing this well. It's kind of one of those things, it's hard to say, and I'm not trying to like advertise and say like, hey, go get acupuncture. I just thought I would share what I know about it because I know it can be kind of confusing for some people. From a physical standpoint, if you've got like soreness, tightness, muscle soreness, pain in your body, I mean, it can definitely be really helpful. Other things like what I'm working on, stress and sleep and hormone balance, that can also be addressed, but it's kind of like working with a holistic doctor long-term. That's usually how it is, you know? It's a journey. It takes time. So it's not like a one and done, you go in, you come out, your hormones are completely balanced. Anyways, I hope this answers all the questions. I feel like I'm talking a lot. So my birthday's coming up this year and I kind of want to experiment and make a vegan and gluten-free cake. But I've never baked an actual cake. I've done like muffins and cupcakes and banana bread, but I feel like cake is just a lot more difficult to do, and I also want to decorate it and I don't trust myself to do it because I feel like it's one of those things that's a lot harder than you think it is. And I have so many ideas. I want to show you actually this TikTok that I found and made me really want to make my own cake this year. I kind of want to make like a matcha buttercream with like a funny message on top or just like some simple design. Last year I got a beautiful cake that my sister ordered for me in Bali. If you watched my Bali vlog from last year, you might have seen it and it said "You're old," and I thought it was really funny. But the cake itself was beautiful and it was delicious. I don't know if I could pull it off. They're so cute. They're just like so simple, which I feel like is very much my style. So shout out to Olivia P on TikTok because that really got the gears going. I was like, I want to do this. I can do this. I'm going to make a sick matcha buttercream cake and then I'm going to post a recipe and it's going to be a blast. And then I just thought to myself, it's probably going to be a mess and a disaster if I really try. So I'm kind of like, should I just order one from Erin McKenna? Because I love their vegan gluten-free stuff and I feel like they have the expertise to make it look like what I want. You guys, I have been baking cookies like a mad woman. I'm doing this cookie week on Instagram this year, so I'm sharing a new cookie recipe every single day, and the aftermath is just like a bunch of cookies. Look at this. I also have this sheet. So many cookies.
Hi! Oh, she looks good. She looks healthy.
She's been very, very healthy.
Oh, hello. I'm just doing a little cake decorating research and it looks like I'm gonna have to get some of the tools. I think I can do this. I don't know, maybe I'm a little too confident, but I really feel like it's worth trying. Now I'm gonna watch the Euphoria episode. Comment below if you've watched it. I have mixed feelings about this show, but that's a story for another time. I've started this new habit of hormone tracking every single morning, and I usually use an app, but I find that this is a little bit easier, and I use it also as like a journaling moment and something to do other than be on my phone and laptop right away when I wake up. Today I'm headed to New Jersey, so I'm gonna pack some things. I'm also gonna bring some leftovers with me because I think that'll just be kind of nice to have. Sometimes it makes cooking a little bit easier for my grandparents so I don't have to feel worried about, you know, what I'm eating or anything like that. And I just have a lot of things to get through in the fridge from all of my cooking this week. So I'm gonna pack that up and then I'm gonna go to lunch with my aunt. I'm so excited because one of my favorite vegan restaurants just opened up in my neighborhood, and like we have like a Sweet Green, we have a Dig In, you know, but we don't have anything that's like specifically a vegan restaurant. So this is super exciting. I'll show you some of that and what we end up getting, and it's actually a pretty nice day, so it's not too chilly to dine outdoors.
So people often ask me what I do with all of my food leftovers is, and the reality is I usually pop them in the fridge or freezer. This does not look so hot, I'm gonna admit that, but it's really nice because on days where I'm not cooking or like on the weekend, if I take days off in the kitchen, I can just rely on these, or I can send these to friends and they're fully prepared as like a meal or whatever. And then sometimes if it's like baked goods or something that's easy to give to someone, I'll carry them in my purse, and then as I'm walking around doing errands, if I see someone in need, I can share that with them. So yeah, there's lots of ways you can make sure that your food is eaten and enjoyed. Let's ignore the apartment in the back. Things are a little messy lately, but here's what I'm bringing with me. I've got tofu eggplant curry rolls. And I think this is like a full meal with like crusted tofu, some salad, and some wild rice.
It smells so good. This is their outdoor. Here's our lunch. So beautiful and colorful. I have the butternut squash soup and the Tibetan mama curry. Here's our vegetarian dinner.
Yeah, over here.
My favorite tom yum. And is this gobo?
Daikon.
Oh, daikon.
Kiriboshi daikon. Dry daikon.
Tofu.
Yeah, all for you, right?
Cucumbers.
All for you. You worry about you have nothing to eat.
Good morning, guys. I'm at my grandparents' place and I just did a little online therapy session with my therapist. It's one of those things that is like really awesome and also really sucks at the same time. You know what I mean? You kind of feel worse in the moment because you have this like emotional release. But eventually you feel better, and I feel like it's really good to release and let things go and talk with someone. But we were talking about Euphoria actually and the way that it makes me feel. I love the show, but I feel like a lot of it is like watching my life on replay. A lot of things that I went through and did myself in middle and high school. And it's kind of hard to watch because I feel like part of it is unrealistically portrayed. And also it's just hard to kind of relive it through watching something. So mixed feelings, but it was a great episode. I can't wait for season 2, nevertheless. Anyways, we are gonna go to the Japanese grocery store here. Every time we go, it's really fun because my grandma does all her shopping there. And yeah, it's just really great if you're Japanese or you love Japanese food. You know, it's like a little wonderland. So let's go grocery shopping.
I'm just grabbing my favorite things. Hot fridge, green tea. I wish this was more of a thing. This is so good for winter. Sushi night. Everybody say hi. Hi. What is this face?
Washing. And can't see us on your camera. Pacifico.
Is that your name?
Good morning. This is what it is today. I really don't want this to become a recurring series, like crying in the kitchen. I feel like I've done this a few times in vlogs in the past. But I just received this email that really threw me off today, and I was not expecting it to really f me up as much as it did, and I'm gonna be completely honest and say, like this is how much it's affected me. I'm gonna read you the email. This email is from Marissa, and I'm not gonna worry about her privacy because I don't think this is even a real person. And even if it is, like, this is what you said, right? It says, I saw you on YouTube on your vegan channel. I thought eating vegan food makes you slim and slender. You are quite chubby with your vegan diet. Maybe you are eating too much sugar coming from fruit. Science aside, and the fact that it irritates me that people like have no idea what they're talking about. My first reaction and instinct was like, oh shit, I'm in the middle of baking a cake. Maybe I should just not bake this cake today. I don't really want to be around like this sugar in my, yeah, I've been baking a lot for holiday cookie week, and yeah, I like fruit, and I hate the fact that somebody was able to influence my energy and my choice of my thoughts so quickly. The thing is, I know it's part of being on the internet, like having thick skin. I try my best. I am a sensitive person, if you guys couldn't tell, but like normally, you know, if someone wants to say I'm ugly, if someone wants to say like I'm whatever, annoying or boring to watch, like that's one thing, but like body comments, I just can't. It's because of my eating disorder background, right? And everyone has their one thing. And you never know what someone's going through, which is why I just think it's so important to be mindful about what you say to people. And I think people are willing to be complete assholes on the internet more so than they are in real life. Or maybe this person is just all around an asshole, which is fine, I guess. But I think sometimes people don't realize, like, creators, no matter how big or small, because I'm not a huge creator, right? I'm like a little YouTuber, whatever, baking food. But like, I see most of the stuff I get, and this really fucked me up. And what's most frustrating about it is that like I've done years in recovery. Like I've had an eating disorder for 10 years and I'm done. Really try not to cry. Whew. I've done years of work to try and overcome like disordered thinking, disordered behavior, and it hasn't been easy, right? And an email like this from someone I don't know, who doesn't matter, who's completely irrelevant, sets me back multiple steps. And that is just so heartbreaking to me, because it feels like, I mean, I just needed to remember, and I say this all the time, so I need to take my own advice and remember that healing is non-linear. It's a journey, and it's not always something that's going to be moving in one direction. Sometimes you take steps back. It doesn't mean you can't continue on your path, right? But it really upset me, because I don't like to let other people, I don't like to live my life based on what other people think or want, you know? But I guess like the main thing that it got me thinking was just that like I don't want to really be on social media right now, and maybe it's just a today thing. I'm sure I'm gonna feel better later, but I kind of just was questioning whether or not I actually have thick enough skin to be on the internet. And so I just posted on my stories, because I think I need to take a break from everything. But oh my god, sorry, you guys are so nice. And it upsets me even more, because it's like I get one shitty message out of like all of the like 100 sweet messages you guys sent, and like are just like really kind humans, and it fucks me up. And I hate that, you know? Oh my god. You know what? We're gonna bake this cake. We're gonna bake this cake, okay? Oh, we're gonna make this cake. I don't want to cry anymore. Thank God I'm wearing waterproof mascara. We're gonna make a cake, okay? The cakes are going in the oven. Now we cross our fingers and hope for the best. Let's take a peek. Oh, they look good. Do the mess going on here. I'm beating some buttercream frosting, and I used my entire jar of powdered sugar. I don't really know if this is like the right consistency, because I don't really make buttercream frosting very often, but I think it looks pretty good. So, okay, I'm doing the crumb coat now, which is like the first layer of frosting. It's just supposed to be thin just to seal the edges. And wow, I sound like such a pro, but all of this information just comes from YouTube. I don't actually know what I'm doing, but I think it's going well so far. I'm gonna do like a shave at the end, and it'll be really satisfying. Wanna say hi, bub? I'm FaceTiming Mo as well at the same time.
Hello.
You sound so enthused to be talking to me.
Hello.
Just have a bit of a headache. I'm feeling a little bit hungover. You know when you cry?
Hungover.
You know when you cry and then you feel hungover
Yes.
because you're dehydrated?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I feel today. Oh my gosh, I actually did the crumb coat very smooth. Oop, here's a hole. Capture that. Morning friends, it's a new day. We are back working on the cake. This is how far I've come today. I did the crumb coat and then I followed it up with the actual coat. It's not the most perfect cake I've done, but considering I've never frosted before, I don't think it's too bad. And I don't really care, honestly, if it's not perfect. So now I'm just gonna work on
the buttercream flowers for the top of the cake, which I'm a little nervous about. I feel like this is, you can't mess it up, you know? So let's try. Oh, I'm nervous. I'm nervous. Ah, I'm nervous. I don't want to do it. Okay. I can do it. Oh my God, I'm doing it. Today's a little bit of a hectic day. I've got a lot of things I want to show you. My energy level is at like a 99%. Yesterday, like the in-between day after like my complete mental breakdown, I feel like I was at a 50% and I tried to get things done, but I kind of just wasn't feeling it. So I thought I'd pick up today again. I happen to be wearing the same clothes because I haven't gone anywhere to shoot something fun, just like an organic piece of content. What I have in mind is like a bed shot that kind of embodies what my morning routine is. So I'm gonna set up like a latte on top of my hormone tracking journal, kind of some other things to prop it up. The thing is, I don't have any ice cubes, which means the matcha and the milk are gonna swirl very quickly. So I have to work fast and I'm gonna set everything up before I put the latte down. Now we're gonna dive right into recipe testing for today, and I thought I would show you the process. We're gonna work on a levain bakery style cookie. I always feel a little bit weird saying levain because it's actually levain, but you know, I don't want to be the only one saying it differently, so I usually just say levain. But if you're not familiar and you don't live in New York, they're these like gigantic cookies. They're really like the size of like, I don't know, like really big. And they're famous because they're really kind of like gooey on the inside, almost borderline underbaked, and they're studded with tons of chocolate chips. Of course, they are neither vegan nor gluten-free, and so today I'm going to try and recreate a version of that, also making it refined sugar-free and oil-free. And I'm pretty sure I can do this because I really nailed the hang of like healthy baking cookies for the most part. They're, I think, the easiest to kind of modify and make healthy but still delicious, so you don't have to sacrifice like, you know, like you're not eating a hockey puck. That's what we don't want, right? So I thought I would walk you through the process. I've already drafted out what I think is gonna work ingredient-wise, and I'm just gonna get into it and then hope it works out. If not, I'll just make adjustments as I go. So here's the cookie. I think it all worked out. We're gonna prop it up and I'm gonna choose some plates. This, I think I want a single pinkish plate. I'll pull out a few that I think might work, like this one. Ooh, and maybe this one with like the half pink, half white, and then I'll just see what works. Next recipe, these brownie cookies. These are looking so good. I've got to shoot some photos of these and then I think I'm done for the day. Oh, I also made some curried potatoes, and this is a recipe from Mo's dad. I actually just kind of made this to eat, but I thought I would just film it anyway and take photos because it's really good and it's simple. Alrighty, so I'm wearing real clothes now. I finished like all my TikTok videos, all my recipes, nailed 2 to 3 cookie recipes today, which is amazing. I'm very happy with that. And now I'm just gonna film a YouTube intro and outro for a video that I'm gonna edit today. It's like a cooking style video. I kind of regret that I didn't do Vlogmas this year because I really do enjoy vlogging. It feels like hanging out with you guys and I think it's a lot of fun. Wow, it's really loud. Let me close this window. So like I was saying, I usually film like a vlog across like 1 or 2 days max, and I love doing these like week in my lifestyle vlogs because they are a little bit longer. I know that they're not everyone's cup of tea. Like sometimes my life is not that interesting to watch for so long, but one of the benefits is that I mentioned the ring that I ordered online and it actually came within the same video, which I think is really cool. I slept with it for 2 days now, and one thing I'll say is that I guess having a mental breakdown is really good for getting a good night's sleep because I've slept, I think, 8 hours, and that's the first time that's happened in years for me. So this is the sleep I got. It's almost 8 hours of sleep. I got an 81 out of 100, which is pretty cool. And like I said, this is a rarity for me. So like, so far I'm really loving it. It's only been like 2 days, so I can't really say, but I really do enjoy it. And I also like how it looks. I'm used to wearing rings and I love gold, so
into it.
None of this is sponsored, but if you guys would be interested in an update, I'll probably do one on Instagram in like a month or so. And then the other thing is that I actually finished the book that I was reading. I finished 2 of the 3 that I took out from the library, and I'm gonna pick up another one today. So we're gonna go run a couple of errands. But yeah, I'm really excited. I'm kind of loving this week-long format. Let me know what you guys think. I wanna do some kind of Vlogmas, not this month, but maybe in February I'll do daily videos until like Valentine's Day or something like that. I don't know, I've just never done Vlogmas before, so I get a little scared that my life is gonna be uneventful and there will be nothing to make videos about. Let me know what you think. Hey wonderful human beings, and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Remy, and I share lots of vegan recipes and tips to help you live well. I know I keep jumping back and forth, but it is frosting time. We're gonna do the thing, we're gonna frost this cake, or ice it, or write on it. We're gonna finish the cake, we're gonna do it. I'm really scared, I don't wanna ruin this, but we have to do it. Oh, this vlog is gonna be so hectic. Cake is done. Maybe I'll cut it, should I cut it? I'm gonna cut it.
I'm really impressed with the layers and they actually held up. Not bad, right? I'm going somewhere, no airplane involved this time, so it's not Amsterdam. And I know you guys are probably gonna think this is so ridiculous, but this is the suitcase I'm bringing for 2 nights. But it is a work trip, and a lot of the times when it's a work trip, you need a lot of like props and equipment. I'm also bringing a lot of food because I will be there with 2 other people, and I love to feed people. I love to like come prepared with snacks. Like I'm ready for the mom life, you know what I mean? I'm that mom that always has granola bars for everyone. For real though, I'm so excited. And I'll reveal where we're headed in the next vlog.
Water! Beans butt.
Beans butt? No.
I need the butt.
Oh goodness.
You want it?